Hi, I'm Donna Cutting, founder and CEO of Red Carpet Learning Systems. And did you know that the words we say make up only 7% of the messages that we communicate to others? As a matter of fact, Dr. Albert Mehrabian, who was the author of a book called Silent Messages, did several studies and determined that the words we say make up only 7%. 38% of what makes up our communication or the messages that we give are verbal or vocal elements like vocal variety, rate of pitch, tone of voice, and then 55% is made up of body language and facial expressions. So that means that when you are doing business over the telephone, you have lost 55% of the effectiveness of your communications, which means you have to be really on top of the rest of that 38% and that 7%. And so I'm going to give you 5 tips to help you to do that. Tip number 1, before you pick up that phone and when you answer the phone, make sure you have a great big smile on your face. I know it feels funny to smile. I mean, after all, unless you're Skyping with someone, they can't actually see you. But the truth is, when you put a smile on your face, your tone of voice lightens up. You sound warmer, you sound friendlier. So if you really need to practice this a little bit, just put a little mirror by your desk. And so before you pick up the phone, you can look in that mirror, make sure you have that smile on your face and say hello at that point. Tip number 2, in addition to the standard greeting that your company or organization may give you, ensure that you identify yourself by name. So, thank you for calling XYZ organization. My name is Donna. How may I help you? People like to do business with people. So identifying yourself by name gives them a person that they are working with, and they like that. Now, speaking of names, that brings me to tip number 3. Tip number 3 is to listen for and remember the name of the person on the other end of the phone. So it's helpful sometimes if you really listen the first time to write it down. If you didn't catch it, don't be afraid to ask, would you remind me, what was your name again? And then make sure that you write it down and refer to their name a couple of times in the conversation. Again, people like to do business with people. And so what we're doing is establishing a personal relationship with the person on the other end of the phone. Tip number 4, remember and refer. Listen to the person on the other end of the phone and really clue in on some little personal details that they may tell you as part of the conversation. So for instance, if your customer tells you that they're going to Hawaii in 2 weeks, you're going to want to make a note of that so that the next time they call you, you can say, hey, Donna, how was your trip to Hawaii? People love it when you remember personal things about them and you refer to it in the conversation the next time that you see them. It makes them feel heard, seen, and remember, and important. And that's what Red Carpet Service is really all about, making people feel special, heard, seen, and important. Tip number 5, never leave a conversation without saying these words. While I have you on the phone, is there anything else I can do for you? It's a proactive way of letting people know that you are here to help them. Now I'm going to give you an extra tip. Depending on the culture of your organization, sometimes it's fun to have, a little fun on the phone. For instance, I had someone, I was shopping basically thinking I might want to do business with them. They saw that I was calling them on their caller ID, and instead of using their standard greeting when they picked up the phone, they greeted me with Donna Cutting Fan Club. Well, I was definitely a fan after that. Of course, I still did my due diligence for the company, but that person built a personal relationship with me in that moment. We had a laugh, I felt special, I felt important, and I did end up doing business with them eventually. So those are 5 tips to improve your phone conversations and make sure that you are rolling out the red carpet for your customers. Because after all, that's the red carpet way.